they started these land sales without our knowledge.
Onion Lake Cree Nation Chief Henry Lewis says the provincial government is privatizing land all around his community. For the first time, Lewis and other leaders can see what's happening, thanks to new maps created by a First Nations research center in Saskatoon. They show individual regions like that of Onion Lake Cree Nation. The light and dark purple areas represent existing reserve lands, or land that's under negotiation for the First Nation. The green squares represent public Crown lands that the government has sold to private interests, such as ranchers, farmers, resource companies, or developers. Lewis says the First Nation has a right to know what's going on, but the government is keeping them in the dark.
That was the whole problem. They wouldn't sit down with us.
Lewis says this violates their treaty and constitutional rights to be consulted and to use that public land for traditional purposes.
And the biggest concern is that, our hunting and trapping and gathering, they're being impacted by all the land that's being sold.
The maps from the First Nations Natural Resource Centre of Excellence also give a comprehensive view of Crown sales across the province. Hundreds of sales and leases from Meadow Lake down to Estevan.
Crown lands were set aside early on to ensure that the Crown was able to live up to their treaty agreements so that we could hunt, fish, trap, gather, and practice our treaty rights, and there are Crown lands to do so. So it really becomes extremely concerning when, at an alarming rate, Crown lands, Crown minerals are being sold off.
Agriculture Minister David Merritt was not available for an interview, but they did send an email on his behalf. They said that they do respect treaty and constitutional rights and consult on land sales when appropriate. But people like Watney and Lewis say that those words don't match their actions, and they're prepared to take this fight, armed with their maps, to court if necessary. Jason Warwick, CBC News, Saskatoon.